Hello, this is Blue Joe Saunders, WBO middleweight champion of the world. Subscribe to Sporting Icons to stay in touch with all the top news. God bless you all.
Now, since my video last night on Deontay Wilder and Billy Joe Saunders, that whole confrontation, I still haven't found out who did that footage that I used. So again, big up to you, whoever it was. Now, there's been numerous videos popping out since then, with people with different angles of looking at it and the confrontation. And of course, Billy Joe Saunders has in fact had a 17-minute interview with IFL, and 3 or 4 minutes of that was about that whole altercation. So what's happened is that Billy Joe Saunders, he's walked into Nando's and he's seen Deontay Wilder. He shook his hand, and right after the handshake, Deontay Wilder questioned him, where he says about, you called me a racist. And Billy Joe Saunders, yeah, I did. Now, why did that happen? Some people may not know. Now, if you type into YouTube, IFL TV, Billy Joe Saunders, Deontay Wilder, racist, you'll come up with that video where Billy Joe Saunders said this. And this was a good few months ago that Billy Joe Saunders said this. And where all this come about is that Billy Joe Saunders says that Deontay Wilder is a racist piece of you-know-what. And the reason that he said that is because every time Deontay Wilder opens his mouth, he comes across, now whether he's meaning to do it or not, it's the perception that he gives that he doesn't like white people, he doesn't like anybody who's not black or American. Okay, and that's the impression that he gives. Is it true? I don't know. People say, well, he's got a white manager, he's got a white trainer and whatever else. And of course, his wife is Asian, I believe. So therefore, he can't be. And that's a fair enough point. But of course, his manager and his trainer work for him. But either way, Wilder, every time he speaks, he will come out with something racial. He blames his piss poor career, and let's be honest on it, because of the fact that he's a black man. That's his reason for it. He's not accepted because he's a black man. But yet, if you look back on all the popular boxers that come out of the United States of America, they are what? Black guys? Correct. So he just uses this as an excuse. Now, he also goes on about how the United Kingdom, people in the UK, is in their DNA to be racist. They don't like black people. They like Joshua because they've got him on a string, all that kind of thing. And people in the UK can quite easily resort back to racism because it's in their DNA. And of course, that's where racism started, which is absolute garbage. But these are the kind of things that he's coming out with. He says that Eddie Hearn, a white man, milking a brother, as in Anthony Joshua, a black guy. These are the things he comes out with. He's always talking, every time he does an interview, there's something racial about it. Now, there's nothing wrong with him being a proud black American guy. Nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, what could possibly be wrong with that? Absolutely nothing. And I'm being serious when I say that. But you can't keep doing it and then pour hatred, or what is perceived as hatred, on other people. And this is where Billy Joe Saunders says he's a racist piece of crap. Because these are the kind of things that Wilder does all the time. So, of course, when Wilder confronted Billy Joe Saunders of it, Billy Joe Saunders said, yeah, I did. And Deontay Wilder, obviously he's 6'7", a heavyweight. Billy Joe Saunders, 160-pound middleweight, half the size of him. And, of course, Wilder's got a bit of an entourage around him, big, brave man, much like he was with Dominic Brazil over in Alabama, all that kind of thing. He decides to get a little bit brave. Wrong thing to do. Billy Joe Saunders, he's not the regular, business first kind of guy. He is a natural fighter and he will do underhanded crap. He will come up to you wherever with a chair and hit you over the back of the head. He will do all kinds of stuff. So him picking up a chicken and throwing it at the head of Deontay Wilder is pretty tame compared to what Billy Joe Saunders could or would actually do. So again, you see, Wilder, and obviously, like a lot of Americans as well, they don't realise that him being in Belfast means that he's not part of the United Kingdom. So those racial slurs that he's calling people in the UK racists, that's, Belfast is part of Northern Ireland, yes? It's the capital of Northern Ireland, which is, of course, the United Kingdom. Northern Ireland is the UK. So you go in there, listen, you're going to have some issues. People remember this stuff and people take it to heart. So far you've got away with it. And hopefully nothing else happens. I don't particularly want to see anything else happens. I don't mind a few people throwing some cups of piss on him. I don't really care, or their beers, whatever. I'm not bothered about that. Obviously no physical harm. I certainly wouldn't want that on him. But facts are, you can't say these things and get away with it. You just can't do it. And hopefully this will be a bit of a life lesson. But you know, Billy Joe Saunders, of course, he's in America next week in Boston for his press conference for his fight in Boston. I forgot what date it is. Is it October 20th, I believe, against Demetrius Andrade. So maybe he may get a bit of a comeuppance himself in America. I have no idea. But facts are, that's why Billy Joe Saunders did it. That's why he said that Deontay Wilder is racist, because he comes across as racist. He does. I'm sorry, but he does. Okay, and Billy Joe Saunders said, yeah, I did. Deontay Wilder thought he was a big man, stood up. I don't know, he tried to bully Billy Joe, as Billy Joe would put it, and he got half a chicken wrapped around his head for it. So, you know what, Billy Joe Saunders, he hit a chicken with a piece of chicken. Big deal. I mean, I've heard people saying that it broke Wilder's nose or something. I mean, I haven't seen anything to that effect that would confirm that, and I hope that hasn't happened. I hope it's just a little bit of a humiliation. But as I said, Wilder, if you think that you know, you're going to come to the UK and act the big man and try and chase down Billy Joe Saunders, who has ancestral history with not only Northern Ireland but Ireland as a whole, okay? He does. So people there will be on Billy Joe Saunders' side. They are on Tyson Fury's side. That whole fracas with John Fury and Tyson Fury, some people, listen, people can see that that whole thing is fake. But Tyson Fury, trust me, he does not like Wilder. I'm telling you, he doesn't like him. I know a lot of Wilder fans seem to think that he does, but he doesn't. Okay, this is not a big joke and a big game. Billy Joe Saunders is only the first step. And if Deontay Wilder decides to step out of line in the arena, that's the wrong place to be. There are a lot of Fury fans and a lot of Billy Joe Saunders fans over there. And don't forget, a lot of them are British. I know a lot of people from Northern Ireland, you know, they consider themselves Irish, or they consider themselves United Kingdom. But whichever way it is, everybody is together. It really is. You can't just keep throwing around racial slurs. And trying to go after Billy Joe Saunders will not go down lightly. Anyway. So that's pretty much what's happened. Billy Joe Saunders said that he hit Deontay Wilder with a piece of chicken because Deontay Wilder, he stood up to him, tried to bully him, and Billy Joe just reacted to it. He got his skates on because he knew that it was only Billy Joe and one or two of his friends, and there was a whole posse of Deontay Wilder right there. Of course, you know, Wilder, he has history of this kind of thing anyway. Look at the whole Dominant Brazil thing. He can't do nothing on his own. But anyway, that's the full story. So you drop your thoughts below, click that thumbs up, subscribe, catch you all on the next video.